Have you guys heard about the Vector? Probably not. It's a pretty indie weapon and most people haven't heard of it. Kidding, of course, but I'm here to tell you you're using the Vector all wrong. Shout out to my boy Arson.
I'm too drunk, bro.
For showing me the proper way to use a Vector. Let's get into it. So ever since the Vector has been introduced to Escape from Tarkov, it's been the newest flavor of the month. You can find them everywhere, and if you don't use them, you probably hate them because you see so many. It's super high fire rate, extremely low recoil, and doesn't need much modding. The mags come in 17, 33, or 50 round capacity too, so you're not even limited there. The only real drawback comes from the ammo. 9mm ammo, even at its highest pen in the form of 7N31, lacks the kill potential against the highest geared enemies in Tarkov. Go up against a slick Alton and you'll most likely die because you can't kill him fast enough. That is, if you're doing it all wrong like most people are. Before we get to the juice, let me talk about how I like to mod my Vectors for max performance. We don't have to do much, like I said, but it's still worth talking about. Start by picking up the 9mm Vector from skier level 3 for about 96,000 rubles. Next, let's suppress it for optimal coolness with the Osprey 9 for mechanic level 3 for about 31,000. If you want the Osprey cheaper, check out mechanic level 2. He'll trade you an Osprey for 1 drill. At the time of the making of this video, drills were 16,000 rubles. Make use of the rails that come with the Vector and throw on a flashlight as well. Never underestimate the blinding capabilities of flashlights. Tons of enemies will be crippled when trying to figure out where to shoot because they just can't see you well enough. For sights, the good news is with the Vector, you want to be close range, so most sights will work just fine. For luxury, I suggest a PK06 though. It's expensive, but super clean. For mags, use either the 33 or 50 rounders. I myself stick to the 33 because I try to be frugal, but honestly that's just a character flaw of mine. Oh, and before I forget, we're going to use the Fortis Shift as the grip here. This thing absolutely dominates in terms of ergonomics. We could use a high recoil reduction grip, but even those only take this recoil down to 24 instead of 25. You can pick this thing up from Peacekeeper level 4 for about 155 bucks. Now the kicker, we're not going to use any of that high pen ammo, we're using rip rounds. Got him.
Let's go, baby.
That's not legal. If you're unfamiliar, rip rounds are the highest flesh damage round in the game. They don't do anything against armor, but against a leg, an arm, or a stomach, they shred it completely in almost no time at all. Rip can't be purchased from traders, but you can find a ton on the flea market, usually between 500 and 1,000 rubles per bullet. When you consider meta pen ammo can be 3,000 rubles a bullet, this ammo is a steal. You can also trade 1 pack of strikes and Wilstons to skier level 4 after completing setup for a 20 pack of rip ammo. Or you can trade 1 green tea to Jaeger level 4 for a 20 pack of rip, or craft rip in the hideout at workbench level 3 or 1 red gunpowder and 4 wires. Now if you're like me, you're probably not used to going for legs in a gunfight. We've been trained to go for the head in almost any shooter we've ever played. This will take some adjusting, but let me tell you, there's nothing better than folding people in half with the rip ammo. The awesome part too is that you aren't damaging the armor this way, so when you take people out, you can have untouched armor that you don't have to repair. Yet another reason to try out the rip is the additional effects it has. 30% chance of causing a light bleed, 10% chance for a heavy. So even if you just pepper somebody without killing them, they'll most likely have to stop and heal or die anyway. Also keep in mind, if you go for the legs and people have not pre-popped a painkiller, they'll instantly be slowed and will most likely not have time to hide from you. If you guys want to talk Vectors with me live, come hang out over at twitch.tv/finestxi. I'm there most afternoons and I'd love to meet you. Do me a huge favor and like this video to help me get on the YouTube algorithm, and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more Escape from Tarkov content like this. That's all for this one. I hope you guys have a wonderful day and I'll see you in the next video.